Hello, it's Robbie again, and I had just recorded a video on a Dollar Tree haul that I had done recently and mentioned some pens that I had found there, and also I had some Walmart items as well. And these Frixion pens that are becoming really popular, especially with the homeschool community, because these are erasable pens and they work really well. And if you have a color coding system when you do your homeschool planning, or even your daily planning, if you use a certain color for, say, your workout routine, and another color for appointments, and another color for chores, whatever, you might find these really handy. So what I thought I would do is a little review, because erasable pens when I was young were worthless and stupid and damaging when you tried to erase. They skipped around. It was just the ink quality was really bad. So I thought I would do these a test on these just to see if what I had seen in demonstrations holds up in real life. And I have to say, overall, I'm pretty positive about this, but I'll show you what I did and erase for you and show you some examples. And I thought I would review these as well. These were Dollar Tree pens, permanent markers, sparkle gel pens, and metallic gel pens, and I've done some demonstrations of those as well. And just so you can see what the packaging looks like, this is Frixion packaging that is now at Walmart. They didn't carry these just a couple weeks ago because I've been looking for them. The cheapest I could find was Amazon for like 20 bucks for, shoot, now I can't remember, 16 pens, maybe 18 pens, I can't remember. But I'll link it below because they have gone down a couple of dollars. But for 4 pens, this was $4.26. $4.24 at Walmart, and that's a much better deal. Of course, you just don't get as many colors. But you can get a 4-pack in all black or the 4-pack multi-color pack. You can also get a, I want to say there's 8 or 10 just black pens from Pilot, just regular pens, but they'll include a blue one in there for the Frixion pen, just so you could try it. So if you're kind of on the fence, or you may only just want one, that'd be a great way to get one and get some good quality pens to go with. All right, so let me scooch in here. Okay, so these are examples of what I've written with the Frixion pen. This one I did some faux calligraphy or faux brush lettering here with these, and of course there's more ink being used. It's coloring in your downstrokes, whatever. I can't hold my see, I can't even talk and do this at the same time. This is why I did it first, so because I can't talk and write at the same time. Anyway, so you can see I'm using a lot more ink. You're kind of coloring in. And then I took my eraser and tried to erase. Now you see the shadowing here? It left some shadowing on both of these. And so I did just straight lettering and then did some erasing. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. And there's a little bit of shadowing, but not much. Okay, so let me do some erasing. See? It's not hard to do, though, I have to say. My dog is whining. I'm just going to ignore it because she has food, she has water, she's been let out. I don't know what her problem is. Okay, so see this? So, if you really want to be able to erase with these, I would suggest only using for just standard writing, because you're going to get a shadow when you have the more ink here. And I'm having to use a little bit of pressure. It's not coming off quite as easily as I thought, but it's not damaging the paper. It's about like what you'd have to do with a pencil. And for some reason I didn't think it was going to have to scrub that hard to erase. Oh my gosh, my dog. I'm going to have to pause this just a second. Okay, I'm back. So, anyway, one other thing I remember about the old erasable pens is that once the ink sat for a while, it was almost impossible to erase. This actually works better if you let the ink dry. I think it was this one of these two. I tried to erase right after I wrote it, and it didn't smear, but it just didn't come up. And I came back later after it had a chance to dry, and I got more ink up. So I've noticed that you really kind of want to let the ink dry, and it doesn't take long. I'm not talking like minutes or anything, but just, you know, if you write something and you need to erase it, you might want to just give it a few seconds to dry before you try to get it off. See, that didn't come up. So wherever you've got a little more ink being absorbed by the paper, you're going to have some trouble. Now, one thing I was real impressed with, because I used quite a bit of ink on this section, it did not bleed. Okay, that's from something else here. But see, you can see shadowing, but it didn't bleed. But it is being absorbed by the paper somewhat, so that's going to make a difference in how it erases. But it's smooth. It's very smooth. These colors are okay. They're not my favorite. I mean, this one is supposed to be kind of a pink, and it's more of a purpley, maroony color. I don't know what color that is. It's almost a blood red color, but it's not a hot pink, and it's showing in through the camera a little more pink than it actually is in real life. This purple is really pretty. I like it. This is the blue, and did I do a black? Sorry, I don't see a black. I don't think I did. Oh, this one is black. Okay, so that's black. It's just hard to tell. It's not a real black. It's almost a charcoal gray color. This is the blue. But they write very smooth. They really have a nice smooth ink, and that skipping is just me not giving it enough pressure. Let's try this again. So yeah, you can, it writes very smooth, and honestly, for an erasable pen, I think that's pretty phenomenal. Now this this is a heart I colored in with the ink, and that did bleed. That was from this over here, right here. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. Probably wouldn't be wanting to do artistic type things with this pen anyway, but if you're a doodler and you color in things as you write, you may want to be aware that it might bleed a little bit as you add more ink, and it might be difficult to erase. This has a texture to it that I can feel, and let's just try to erase it. Wow, that did pretty good. Better than I thought it was going to. So, kind of hit and miss when you have a lot of ink on the page. But wow, I have to say, it's pretty amazing. Now, I have heard some things about this ink, in that if you have this ink exposed to heat, it might just flat out disappear on you. So if you like to take your planner in the car, and if there's a possibility it's going to be left in the car in the heat, you could come out and find that all of your writing has disappeared. Now, I've heard if you stick it in the freezer, I don't remember how long, but if you stick it in the freezer, then it will magically come back, like, you know, disappearing ink. So, there you go. Just know that about this particular ink. But anyway. Okay, so then I did a little test with these metallic markers from Dollar Tree. I did the gold and the silver, and there's some example writing with those. And let's see if you can see. This doesn't have as much of a shine to it as the silver does. It does have some sheen, but it's very subtle compared to the silver. But I wanted to point out the fact that it doesn't bleed. There's some shadowing, but it didn't bleed through, which I found to be pretty impressive for a permanent marker. These are the sparkle pens. And I did some examples here. I'm showing it at an angle so you can see the sheen. Like I said, I love these pens. There's the pink, the blue, the purple, and the gold. And just so you can see how well these write, look at how smooth they are. And these, because they're water-based, when you color with them and use more ink, it will bleed through. It's not alcohol-based, but because you're just adding moisture to the page. Ooh, so pretty. See, it's going to bleed. So I did want to point that out. These are the metallics. The silver is very light, but it's got a sheen to it, and this would be real pretty on darker paper. This one's my favorite. It's actually supposed to be red, but it looks more like a garnet color. Garnet would probably be a lot more accurate color for that. And the gold is real pretty too. And the green. The only one that doesn't show up real well on white paper is the silver. But these actually write really well. These were the Jot brand ones that I found at Dollar Tree. And these are the 4 colors. The red, silver, gold, and green. And I did the examples down here of those. And just so you can see. Again, writes very smooth. And I love gel pens anyway, but it's real hit and miss. Sometimes you can get some that are, you know, just kind of skip around and don't really write smoothly. And these I haven't had any problems with at all. Now let's see the metallic. Does it bleed? Yep, and it bleeds. Again, only if you're coloring in. Oops, and gel pens are notorious for smearing. Which, if you Google, if you go to YouTube and search for gel pen coloring techniques, if you like to do adult coloring, you can actually get some beautiful, you can use some beautiful techniques with gel pens on your adult coloring books because of the fact that it smears. And you can blend colors together and use Q-tips or your finger to blend colors. It was really neat. So anyway, I thought I'd throw that out there, but let's see. I'm looking at the text. Just straight text, you're going to get some shadowing, but not really bleeding. And of course, this paper's not real thick. So anyway, I thought I would just give you a little, I forgot about these. This is that 10 color click pen. Hang on one second. I'll show it to you. Okay, I'm back. This is the click pen that I found at Dollar Tree that was in my last review. And this has 10 different colored inks. They're all scented. They smell nice. And I just wanted to test each one of these out. And I've noticed some are better than others. For some reason, I had some real problem with the light green. It just didn't want to write. I suppose if I were to really see it's scratchy, I can hear it's scratchy. It's just not doing well. The rest of these did well, and it's a really, really fine tip. So, you know, if you like a fine tip, they write pretty well. I put a question mark here because I couldn't remember what color this was. I think this was a navy blue, and this is a black, and they look almost identical unless you get really close because it's really dark blue. But anyway, I'm just messing around. But these actually write pretty well. The only one I really seemed to have any trouble with was this green. This brown wasn't great. But you might be able to get some scratch paper and, you know, just sort of get the ink flowing and get better results. But really, it's not bad. I mean, for $1 and 10 different color inks, you know, it's just something fun to keep in your purse, especially if you color code. Again, if you want to not have a bunch of pens you're carrying around, or you need to make some quick notes or whatever. Kids want to have something fun to write with. This is a fun little pen for $1. Really, it's a pretty good value. Okay, so that's it for my little pen review. I hope this helps. And again, I will link below to the some of the items, and I will link to these pens at the Dollar Tree website because I haven't been able to find these in my store. I know some people can still find them, but I haven't been able to. But they are on the website. They're showing they're out of stock, but will be in about 30 days. So that gives me hope that our store will have them as well. And they had 2 different colored packs. These plus a pastel one. So I'm very, very curious about the pastels. I really hope our store gets those in. But if you want to order by the case, you can get 30 packs from the Dollar Tree website and have it shipped to the store for free. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. And again, if you like it, just subscribe and thumbs up this video, and have a great day.